Hiya, my name's Anton Danyluk, I'm 16 years old and I'm from South London. If I had to describe myself in 3 words, it would be underwhelming, unappealing and lackluster. My name around the ends is Zero Things because as the name suggests, I have 0 things. The usual things I look for in a girl is moustaches. You know, moustaches usually really seem to turn me on. I don't know what it is. Ever since a young age, I've always loved a good moustache on a bird. If any guy in that villa is coupled up for a girl with a good set of ankles, he better be worried because 0 things is coming to take his thing. Yeah. Overall, what I'm looking for in the villa is clout. I couldn't give a toss about the things in there. I just want my social media, I just want my blue tick and 1 million followers. Don't give a toss about Caroline Flack either. I don't know why she's there, to be honest. Every time she comes in, she just walks in there like she's a bad bee. But aside from that, I'm just excited to get into the villa and yeah, show the girls what 0 things is all about. Come on, baby. What's up, guys? It's your boy Author Messiah. As you heard at the beginning of the video, my name is Nathaniel Messiah. I am 16. I am from South London and I'm a 16-year-old bodybuilder and YouTuber who teaches people how to get the physique of their dreams. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get the body of some of the guys from Love Island. So that's guys like Michael, Anton, Tommy, Jordan. All these guys have great physiques. If you're not from England, Love Island is a reality TV show. And on this show, as the name suggests, they're on an island to find love. So the guys are there shirtless, they're in their swimming trunks and everything. Currently in England right now, Love Island is probably the most popular show on TV. So millions of people watching the show, and I know that a few of you are looking at them, walking around their hunky physiques and thinking, how do I get a body like that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, look no further. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to get a body like that. But before we get into the video, I'm going to ask you to like the video and make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be putting out more quality content like this and I wouldn't want you guys to miss it. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so tip number 1 is to build overall mass. Alright, and this is because the guys on Love Island, they've all got a good amount of muscle in their frame. They've all got pretty good, well-developed physiques, right? So if you want to look like them, you're probably gonna have to build some mass, right? And the best way to build mass is to progressively overload on the compound exercises. So if you don't already know, progressive overload means progressively getting stronger or progressively doing more on a certain exercise. And compound exercises are exercises that use multiple muscles across multiple joints, right? So for example, a bench press. So if you want to gain mass, the main thing you have to do, the focus, the meat of your training plan has to be getting stronger on these compound exercises. And the reason for this is that these exercises are going to be the ones that allow you to lift the maximum amount of weight, right, which is going to put the maximum amount of stress on your muscles. It's also going to target the largest amount of musculature. You know, sometimes these exercises involve 3, 4, 5 different muscle groups, right? And it's also going to have the biggest hormone secretion response, right? You're going to have the biggest amounts of testosterone release, the biggest amounts of hormone release. The exercise like the deadlift uses almost every single muscle group in your body, right? So there's a huge growth hormone release from that exercise, right, which is going to aid in your overall muscle growth. So the 5 exercises that you want to make sure you get stronger on is the bench press, the overhead press, the pull-up, the squat, and the deadlift. If you were to get strong, properly strong on those exercises, dedicate a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to overloading on those exercises, I will guarantee you that you're going to add a heap of muscle to your frame. Alright guys, so tip number 2 is going to be building mass in the right places. Alright, I put these tips in pretty much order of importance. So first you want to build overall mass, you want to get a good base, a good solid foundation. Then after you've done that for maybe a year, 2 years, you can focus on specific areas that are going to gear your physique more towards the ones that we see on Love Island, right? So you can look at a guy like Michael, right? He's got great upper body development, yeah? And just as a side note, I do think all the guys on Love Island are natural for multiple reasons. First of all, none of them have outrageous physiques. The closest one is probably Michael. He's got a really good physique, but it's nothing that's not naturally attainable. It's nothing that you look at and you think, oh no, he's way too big to be natural, right? Second of all, remember, they're on a reality TV show for up to 8 weeks, right? So they're gonna have to bring enough steroids with them to last them for those 8 weeks, and they're gonna have to be doing all their injections whilst the cameras are on them 24/7, you know, taking all their oral pills. I just don't think it's feasible. So back to the tip, right? So we were talking about Michael, right? If you look at Michael's physique, he's got a great upper body, right? But his legs are okay at best, right? They're not small. They are a bit small compared to his upper body, but they're not small, right? This is what I'm talking about. You can look at Tommy as well. Tommy gets heavily criticised for how small his legs look compared to his upper body, but all the guys on Love Island have pretty small legs in comparison to their upper body, right? You can look at Jordan, you can look at Anton is probably the only one whose legs kind of fit his frame, but Anton owns a gym, right? He's probably really into bodybuilding. So outside of actual bodybuilding, really most people who work out, right, they're gonna have a more dominant upper body than lower body, because if you look at the guys in Love Island, they're wearing shorts all the time and their upper body's out. So if my upper body's gonna be out 24/7 and my legs are covered up to the knee, of course I'm going to put more emphasis on my upper body because it's being shown, right? So there's nothing wrong with putting upper body at a higher priority than legs, right? I do think there's something wrong with completely, absolutely neglecting legs. But if you put legs on the back burner, provided that you already have a solid base, right, you've been squatting for a couple of years, I don't think that's a bad thing, because what are we trying to do? We're trying to build a Love Island physique. So in terms of practically how to do this, if you say you want to train 3 days a week, I recommend an upper body, lower body, upper body training split. This way you're training legs once a week, which is adequate for muscle growth, right? It's not optimal. 2 times or more is optimal for muscle growth, but 1 time is sufficient. And then you're training your upper body twice. If you've got 5 days a week to train, I'd recommend doing upper lower, rest, upper lower upper, alright? That way, you're training your upper body 3 times a week and you're training your legs twice a week, right? So you're still focusing a bit more on your upper body, but your legs are getting enough volume. And then in terms of the specific muscle groups that you want to develop, probably gonna be more so the chest and the biceps, right? If you look at the guys from Love Island, those are probably some of their best muscle groups. You take someone like Anton, right? He's got a pretty good chest, pretty good biceps, hasn't really got good triceps, hasn't really got good shoulders, has a decent back, right? And obviously this is all relative. Anton's got a great physique, right? But we're talking about relative to his frame, his biceps way outshine his triceps, right? This is actually a popular trend in terms of just Hollywood and the mainstream. You know, girls love a good chest, girls love some biceps. They want something to hug at night. So if you're gonna gear your training even more towards what you see on Love Island, then kind of prioritizing your chest and prioritizing your biceps probably going to be the things that you're going to want to do in terms of if you want to build your physique exactly like some of the guys you see on Love Island. Tip number 3 is getting lean, right? So I didn't only put the tips in order of importance, I also put them in chronological order, because the first thing you want to do is gain a good muscular foundation. Then you want to target and put muscle in certain areas that are going to give you that desired Love Island physique. And then after that, you're going to want to strip down and get lean and reveal all that hard-earned muscle. And so the only way to get lean is to be in a calorie deficit. And all the calorie deficit means is that you're burning more calories than you're taking in, right? So when your body's in a deficit, right, it's going to go to your fat stores and burn that fat in order to get energy to make up the difference. But it won't necessarily just go to your fat stores, it might also go to your muscle stores, which is why when you're in a deficit, you want to have a higher amount of protein so that you can maintain as much muscle as possible. So to get into a calorie deficit, you've got 3 options, right? You could eat less, you could do more cardio, you could do a bit of both, right? So obviously eating less will decrease the total amount that you're taking in. Doing more cardio will increase the amount that you're burning, so the amount of energy that you're putting out. And then doing a mixture of both of them will make it so that you don't have to do a crazy amount of either, and it can be more something that's sustainable, right? Because if you only get your deficit from eating, you might have to eat a bit too little, you might not be comfortable with your portion size, it might be a bit too small. If you're only getting your deficit from cardio, you might have to do too much cardio, you might get burnt out. But if you do a bit of both of them, you know, maybe 200 calories from cardio and 300 calories from diet, that's something that's a lot more sustainable. Also, at the very start of your diet, you might want to lose maybe about 2 pounds a week, maybe at the very most if you're quite overweight, 3. And then when you get into your diet, you only want to lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week, so you're preserving as much muscle as possible and possibly even gaining muscle. Alright guys, so we've come to the final tip. This 4th tip is probably the most irrelevant one, right? But it actually will make a big difference to your physique, right? So the 4th tip is getting a tan. The Love Islanders are notorious for their insane tans, right? Because they're in the sun for 8 weeks straight, right? Back in 2017, there was a guy called Marcel. Now Marcel entered the Love Island with tattoos. He left with no tattoos because his whole body was black, alright? Because the tattoos are black, he's black, no tattoos. Now while a lot of the islanders will get a tan just by accident, right? Getting a tan is actually pretty important for maximizing your physique. Bodybuilders always get a ridiculous looking spray tan, right? Like the white guys especially will end up looking about 20 shades darker. You know, they could look my skin color or darker. So you might ask yourself, why are they doing this? This is because when you get a tan, it brings out more of the definition in your muscles. When you're pale, you look a bit more washed out, you can't really see the details as well. But when you're tan, you look even more shredded, you know, you look even more lean, and it's gonna add that extra edge to your physique. It's also subconsciously gonna make you look a bit more kind of fit and healthy, because a pale person is more associated with like, you just stay inside, you know, you're a bit lazy and active. But when you got a tan, it looks like, yeah, he's out in the sun a lot, you know, he's working, he's doing everything right. So yeah, this is something I'd recommend whether you're black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Getting a tan actually helps no matter what skin colour you are, right? A lot of people might not want to tan on their face because maybe they think they're dark enough already. That's a personal decision. For me, I know that my body looks better, I look more lean when I'm tanned, right? So the main ways to get tanned is honestly just go outside, mate. Go outside, play some sports. For me, one thing I do is when I do my cardio, I do my cardio shirtless in order to get a bit more of a tan. Right, so if I'm doing a long run, you know, I'll take my top off and I'll make sure that I get a tan, especially when I'm facing the sun directly. I want to make sure that I get a tan. And this is really just the icing on the cake, right? If you do the other 3 steps, you'll be well sourced in terms of getting a Love Island physique, right? But this 4th step is something that's just a little bit of an icing on the cake, and also something that, for example, bodybuilders do to maximize their physique. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video. If you do those 4 things, I can guarantee you, you're gonna build a Love Island-like physique, yeah? Michael looks better than a lot of these fitness bodybuilders that dedicate their whole lives to bodybuilding, and Michael's a firefighter. Correction, he was a firefighter. Now, when he comes out of Love Island, he's gonna be insanely rich and famous. But yeah, he has a better physique than, like, I'd say 90% of gym goers, right? And you might not have it in your genetics to look like someone like him, right? But your genetics are something that you can't control. All you can control is the work that you put in. And no matter what your genetics are like, you can always improve your physique, right? So the only thing that matters is that you're improving, right? So I hope this video helped you. I hope it gave you the necessary tips that you needed to go out and build your own Love Island physique, right? If you go on Love Island, right, because my main demographic is people between the ages of 18 and 24. So if you watch this video and then you go on Love Island, right, I want my payment and I'm gonna be your personal trainer when you hop out the island, right? Calm. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Question, if I was to be an islander, right, which islander do you think I'm most like, right? So if you think I'm most like Michael, Tommy, any of those guys, let me know in the comments below. I want to laugh, right? So that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm going to do that thing that YouTubers do now with their hand. Alright, cool.